NBC6 News Today at 6:30 starts now.
A new body cam video and 911 calls giving us a better glimpse of what happened to Miami-Dade's police director. The details we are learning from a new incident report.
Former President Donald Trump back in court. He will be later today, accused of trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election. What we can expect for his arraignment set place in Washington, D.C. today.
Keeping good teachers in the classroom is a challenge here in South Florida and beyond. So what can be done about it? We'll get some answers coming up.
Yeah, it's a nationwide issue.
Yeah. And you talk to teachers, and you'll never hear a teacher say, I do it for the money, right? You always hear the teachers saying they do it because it's their passion and they love the kids.
Absolutely.
All right. Good morning, South Florida. Just after 6:30 here on your Thursday as we make our way closer to the weekend. We appreciate you spending your time with us. I'm Chris Anderson.
And I'm Shernay Amara in for Constance Jones. It is Thursday, Baby Friday, pre-Friday, whatever you want to call it. But we're getting ready. We're looking ahead already to the weekend.
Yeah, so we got to lay out a game plan. Chelsea Ambrose is here with what Mother Nature has in store for us tomorrow into the weekend. You say it's all about timing, and you say by the weekend those showers are going to be clearing up a bit.
Great.
I won't say they're going to be completely gone, but they will be less in the coverage, and you should have a lot more dry time. But with that, it also means it's going to be hotter, longer. So
there's always a negative.
Yeah.
It's a
Is that a good
trade-off,
trade-off?
right?
Yeah. Is that a good trade-off?
Yeah, it's either you get stuck in the hefty downpours or you deal with the heat for a longer period of time. So that's what we're going to be watching. Speaking of that, this morning, already feeling that humidity impacting our temperatures. You can just stick your arm outside and feel the wall of moisture. Key West feeling like 97 degrees already. Pembroke Pines, Fort Lauderdale. Pembroke Pines looks like we're feeling like 81, but Fort Lauderdale 11 degrees warmer than that. 92 is what it feels like already this morning. Miami feeling just shy of 90, feeling like 87. Speaking of that, as we go through the afternoon, actual temperatures will get into the low 90s, so at about 10 degrees. We're going to sit in the low 100s for feel-like conditions until those storms start to bubble up and come through. Scattered storms will be mainly inland today because of that easterly wind. An isolated shower early along the coast, not completely out of the question, but a lot of it will be inland today. And you can already see some of the clouds out there as we look over areas like the Biscayne Bay area. But as we go through the rest of this week, notice we keep the chance for storms off and on today. We'll see those widely spread storms into our Friday, but check out Saturday. Not quite as widespread with the coverage, but still keeping the intensity with those storms and still keeping them mainly in the afternoon. But I'll give you a bit more detail and in-depth forecast still ahead, guys.
Sir, show us your hands.
Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up,
hands up,
hands
hands
up,
up,
hands up,
sir.
hands up. Go ahead.
What are you doing? All right. You know I'm the director of the Miami-Dade Police Department.
I have no idea what's going on, bro.
No, who called the cops?
You probably recognize the person in this body cam video. The new body cam video, police reports, and new 911 calls, all detailing the response from Tampa police officers in the hours before an apparent suicide attempt by Miami-Dade's top cop.
We want to get out live now to NBC6 reporter Olivia Jakewith. She is live from police headquarters this morning, but before we go to her, we do want to warn you at home. Some of these calls and this video you're about to see is disturbing.
Yeah, very difficult to listen to some of these calls because what you're going to hear is a woman desperately trying to get help from first responders after her husband has already shot himself, and the fear for his life as she waits for them to arrive.
Oh my God.
Okay, listen, I need don't run after him. I need you to stay away from him.
No, I need your help and I need it now.
Frantic calls for help in the moments after authorities say Miami-Dade Police Director Alfredo Freddy Ramirez pulled a gun on himself on the way back to South Florida from a conference in Tampa.
Okay, is he awake?
Yes, please help me. Please send
Okay.
somebody.
Where, ma'am, we already have help. We already have help dispatched. I need you to listen to me so we can help him. Where's the gun?
It's here in the car.
Okay.
It's on the console.
Ramirez's wife, Jody, can be heard on the phone with a dispatcher while she and her husband were on the side of I-75 south of Tampa. Just hours earlier, the police director had been handcuffed after someone reported seeing a man put a gun to his head. Ramirez was let go, but more details about what happened before they got on the road are laid out in this 22-page incident report. It states when officers got to the couple's Tampa hotel, quote, a verbal argument could be heard in the hallway between an unknown male and a female, but no specific threats were heard by officers. Jody Ramirez told officers she wasn't hurt, the report further noting, quote, the female subject stated that she and her husband were just having an argument and they knew how to push each other's buttons. The female subject stated that is why the argument got so heated. During the 911 call, Jody Ramirez could be heard pleading with dispatchers and saying her husband wouldn't let her help him.
All right, I need you to get a clean, dry cloth or towel or a T-shirt or something so we can put it on the wound and try to control the bleeding.
He's not letting me.
Okay, well, if it's, I want to make sure you stay safe. So if it's going to cause you problems, you need to get away from him.
Now, officials say Ramirez did not suffer any brain damage, but will likely lose his eye, his right eye, rather. For now, live in Doral, Olivia Jake with NBC6 News.
Well, we, of course, are going to continue following all of the developments in Director Freddie Ramirez's recovery, and any new information that we get, you can find that information on air, online, and through the NBC6 app. The nation's focus, the world's focus, will be on Washington, D.C. today, and we're giving you a live look at Capitol Hill, where security is high amid former President Donald Trump's legal troubles and expected court appearance today. Former President Trump is accused in a 4-count indictment now because of his alleged efforts to try and overturn the 2020 presidential election and subvert lawful votes. This is Donald Trump's 3rd indictment, the prior two turning into his most lucrative fundraising days on record. So it's yet to be seen if that happens again for a 3rd time. Donald Trump is facing 4 felony counts for what prosecutors say were his efforts to remain as president and in power, even after he lost the 2020 election to current President Joe Biden. Despite the former president's claim that this is a prosecution, a political hit, his former Vice President Mike Pence says that Donald Trump did pressure him to try and overturn the election.
On that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution, but I chose the Constitution, and I always will.
This latest indictment says that Donald Trump also led a scheme to try and overturn election results in 7 different states. The federal judge presiding over this case, by the way, is a Barack Obama appointee, known for handing out tough prison sentences to people who were involved in the January 6th insurrection. NBC6 will have continuing coverage on former President Donald Trump's legal battles. We will, of course, bring you the latest on air, online, and through the NBC6 app.
All right, mixing sports and politics. The NBA's Orlando Magic owner gave $50,000 to the super PAC backing Governor Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign. The Orlando Magic is listed to give the money to Never Back Down, DeSantis' political committee. The Magic is owned by longtime Republican donor Dan Devos, and he has given millions to the party and GOP candidates over the years. This comes after the team held a Pride Night event in March.
6:38, the struggle is real when it comes to finding, and not only finding, but keeping quality teachers here in the Sunshine State for our classrooms to educate our children.
Absolutely. We want to give our kids the best education possible. Of course, NBC6's Julia Baggs shows us what is behind the teacher shortage and what some say could actually fix it. Julia.
Yeah, and guys, this is not a new problem, but it is an ongoing one here in South Florida and around the state. And we talked to a veteran educator about this, and she suggested a very clear solution.
Know what I have in my hands? I have a learning goal chart with 100 points. You heard me.
Sandra Lopez Gallardo is starting her 20th year as a teacher.
I love teaching. It's what I do. It's not a job, it's a career. It's a calling. It's a passion for me.
Her students just call her Miss Lopez, and she teaches 6th grade language arts at Pioneer Middle School. She said the reason so many people are leaving the profession she loves is simple.
You want to keep a good teacher, you want to retain good teachers, you have to pay us.
After nearly 2 decades in the classroom, Ms. Lopez makes around $52,000 base salary a year.
What they're paying us is not livable. And what really burns a lot of us, it really hurts us, is that you have a new teacher coming in at $49,000. That's their salary, walking in the door. Just left college, has a little degree in their hand, they walk into a classroom, $49,000. You have an 18-year teacher, $52,000. That's a spread of $3,000.
To make things work, Ms. Lopez tutors on the side for extra income, and she's not alone.
Every teacher I know is working 2 to 3 jobs. We're doing DoorDash, we're doing Uber, we're doing waitressing. You do what you have to do to pay the bills.
And there's another side to the shortage story. Just ask Susan Rockelman, the Broward School District's Director of Talent Acquisition.
The challenge with filling teacher positions is, one, our colleges and universities across the country, their education programs have drastically declined. Unfortunately, students are not going to college to become teachers anymore.
And then the temperature going down.
Rockelman is turning to creative ways to fill teaching positions before the school year starts on August 21st. She's targeting career changers. A new state law gives those aspiring teachers more time to work with a mentor and get certified.
The new program under the new law has expanded the 3-year program to 5 years, which allows a teacher more time to complete all of their requirements that they will need.
It's a beautiful day in L.A. All right, here we go.
Ms. Lopez started as a career changer herself, swapping the business world for the classroom. And in spite of the financial challenges, she plans on staying put for now.
Because I have a thing for kids. I love them. I struggled in school, so I feel like I'm there for the kids. It's my passion. I love it.
And right now here in the Miami-Dade School District, it's unclear just exactly how many teaching positions are vacant. However, the district does have more than 136 teaching job openings posted on its website. And it is possible that the actual number of open positions could be significantly more than that. The vast majority are for special education positions. As for Broward, the most recent numbers we have from Susan Rockelman are that she is looking to fill 375 teaching positions. She did tell me she's confident she'll be able to fill the vast majority of those openings by the first day of school. Chris?
Julia, yeah, they're working to figure something out, so hopefully they can. We want to keep our teachers. There's a bit of good news for Miami-Dade teachers. They're expecting a pay raise between 7 to 10% for the coming school year. For Broward County Public Schools teachers, the raise for the year is still in the works. It's unclear, though, how much it's going to be. This week, the school board did agree on a $1.3 billion budget, which includes a tax hike. It's the first hike in 4 years. The Broward Teachers Union will now meet with the superintendent and staff members next week to try and work out the financial agreement.
An important recall alert regarding a birth control pill when tests are showing about the risks this pill might have.
And we have a cold front that has worked its way closer to the Bahamas, really just being a lift for all of that moisture that's still in our atmosphere. We have the chance for some scattered showers each day leading into the weekend, but the coverage starts to go down. I'll share all of those details in the extended forecast up next. Joanne?
Chelsea, right now we're looking at massive delays on the Palmetto, which is never good news, right? So right now you're looking at live video from Chopper 6 where there's an accident on the Palmetto northbound. You can see emergency vehicles right there. Cars are barely getting by. They're having to go over to the shoulder because there are 2 left lanes blocked and the express lanes are blocked as well. Let's take a closer look at the map where exactly where this is at. Palmetto northbound at Northwest 74th Street. Again, 2 left lanes are blocked there. Stop and go traffic all the way back to Northwest 36th Street. So make sure you proceed with caution and give yourself some extra time.